All right, identifying trends in early data, equity gaps noted, and team agreements on next action. All right, so give me this, pull this out. Let me just stop recording for this real quick. All right, guys. So welcome again. Thank you for meeting today as we go ahead and move forward and keep discussing about our experience with working with EL students and how to improve their test scores. So we'll go ahead and get going with this. So just some of the group agreements that we've been working on, focusing on equity and access, collaborate respectfully, share the space, be data-driven, which I feel like we've all been a great advocate for, stay solution-oriented, and document and follow through. So are we still all committed to those, or anyone that we've got to add?
Sounds good to me.
No, those sound pretty good.
All right, so we'll go ahead and move forward. All right, so just kind of back to our problem of practice. English learners show lower performance on formative assessments due to limited access and academic language support. So our strategies in action is pre-teaching vocabulary, right? That has been stuff that we've been kind of working on and trying to improve, collaborate vocabulary routines, implementing structured peer discussion and sentence frames, visual supports for concept reinforcement, such as graphic organizers and visuals. So our goal is to review implementation results and agree on refinements that strengthen EL engagement and comprehension. So just some guiding questions that we kind of think back and trying to understand or trying to just analyze how those solutions have been helping in our classrooms, right? Just so, guiding questions to help us. How did EL students respond to the accommodations, all right, that we've had right here? Reviewing vocab, peer discussion and sentence frames, and concept reinforcement with visuals. What patterns do we notice in language use, engagement, or confidence? And then just some of the visible evidence. Teachers identify patterns showing improved EL participation and collective interpretation of what the data reveals. So just kind of thinking back on like how the implementation of our strategies, how do you think you guys, or how do you think those strategies have been useful or not useful for you guys in your guys' classroom? I'll go back to them so we have a better understanding of these three right here.
Can I say something? I think one thing that I've noticed definitely from the beginning and towards like the end is that students feel a lot more confident into like raising their hand, into speaking with peers, and to like just trying to answer compared to like at the start when these are students that would never raise their hand, never would answer when you call on them, and now they actually try to speak or try to shout out an answer, and feel just like they feel a little more engaged with the class. So definitely I feel like there's a confidence boost with these students and them wanting to engage more in the class.
That's great, man. I love that. They just feel a little bit more comfortable and safe in the classroom. That's kind of been my experience too. They just have more of a confidence in talking to their peers. I know for me, for that structured peer discussion, having like roles for each person in a small group, like with a facilitator, note keeper, person asking the questions and someone answering the questions, having those roles identified have been helpful for EL learners.
Yeah, I totally agree. In my class as well, same thing Mr. Torres said is that they've felt more included.
Mr. Sanchez, has that been your experience, or what has been your experience?
Yeah, I agree as well too. They have a lot more confidence in the class. Giving them a role just gives them like kind of like a meeting in our not only our group setting, but also like the classroom. Like they're not just in there feeling like they're a normal student, like they're given something, a task to do. And I think they take that very well. Another thing too that I think that I've noticed that helps them a lot is with the graphic organizers and visuals. Just gives them an idea of exactly what's going on, not just throwing a bunch of information at you and writing it down on a random piece of paper. They have a little more structured, and it's easy for them to go back to it and review it.
That's a great point. Yeah, I agree. The graphic organizers and the visuals have been, especially for note taking and just being able to kind of refer back to something, has been helpful as well. I talked about that. So just kind of focusing on targeting on our targeted supports, right? Collaborating, selective accommodations, just kind of going back and really just imprinting these accommodations in our classrooms, right, with the sentence frames, uh, focusing on visual aids and anchor charts for vocabulary and key concepts, modified text supports with bilingual resources or simplified directions, peer collaboration and think, pair, share for oral language and development, and scaffolded questions to promote deeper thinking without language barriers. So just some of those examples inside the classroom that have been talked about and used and continue to use, right? Do we kind of agree with these ones that we'll keep implementing? Or is there any ones that we want to add?
No, I definitely agree, especially the visual aids. Usually what I make the students do is like when we pre-teach the vocabulary is make them draw a visual of the word behind it. So that way they kind of have like an idea of like not only text wise what it means, but like visually what it means or something to refer to. So I definitely like the visual aids.
Absolutely. All right.
During the peer collaboration and the think, pair, share, I'll have them, when I say something, when I'm teaching them a lesson, I have them talk amongst each other. What did you understand? And then they talk back and try to understand what I was trying to say or what they understood from it. If there's any misconceptions, that's something that I can pivot real quick and just reteach.
Oh, perfect. Sounds great. So just kind of staying on track toward equity goals, right? Today's meeting, and then with the data review, as we kind of move forward with reflection, and then just some of our collaborative outcomes, sharing the interpretation of data, right? We've done that. Build a consensus on our instructional adjustments, what we're going to do moving forward and continue to do with those accommodations, and then just continue to focus on equitable learning. So going on to the next meeting, we'll just kind of think about how has our collaborative process helped us create more equitable access for English learners. So all right, here we go. So good morning, guys. Thanks again for meeting with us. We'll go ahead and continue on our talks with helping our EL students with the results and next steps. So this purpose of meeting is just culminating discussion to kind of bring it all together, talking about experience, summarize results, plan for next steps, if you're going to make any adjustments or continue it, and then just kind of sharing our experience with equitable leadership through decision making. So what's going well for us? We talked about increasing EL participation using sentence frames and visuals, improve formative assessments scores across the grade level, and then greater engagement during small group collaboration. Would we all agree, or what do you guys think? Has this kind of been your experience with in your guys' classrooms, or has things kind of changed? Kind of coming back from our second meeting, could you guys kind of talk about that?
No, yeah, everything's going well. Not much adjusted needed, but we're doing a lot better than we were when we started off.
Awesome. So kind of some of the adjustments going forward. So as far as EL students still requiring additional vocabulary scaffolds, teachers noted inconsistencies in how peer collaboration was facilitated and need for continued professional learning on differentiated questioning. So as we kind of move forward as a PLC, and kind of improving our development as educators. We've kind of noticed some inconsistencies. I'm sorry, for professional learning is something that we can kind of continue to do and improve on. And I know some of you guys noted about inconsistencies in how peer collaboration was facilitated in our structured discussions.